Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk podcast, here every Tuesday and Friday. I'm Ollie Davis. I am joined by your that champion, Luke Owen, DAD.
Yep, bringing this baby back.
We've brought it back because it is on the line this Saturday. You have Jey Uso in Saturday night's main event, and I, of course, have CM Punk.
Yeah, and according to the betting odds, I think they're actually in your favour. I think Punk is the heavy favourite to win at Saturday night's main event, because it probably is the easiest choice.
Yes, and that's what I said. I said you gotta. If WWE are gonna do something, they're gonna do the most safe, predictable, disappointing thing, which we will be speaking about on this very show about another thing. Of course, you can subscribe to this podcast. You have just kicked the light out. You can subscribe to this podcast wherever you enjoy us. That could be on YouTube, that could be on Apple Podcasts, that could be on Spotify, and exciting new distribution deal.
Hello.
Now, if you're at home right now, I want you to go downstairs. If you have a basement, open that basement door, go down underneath your house. What's that? What's that behind that wardrobe that you don't use anymore? Push that to one side because, yes, it's a hole. If you go through the hole, there is weirdly a second compound that we have built under your house. Go down there, the creaky steps, it's chilly in the air. Go to the end, there's a weird metal door with a rusty latch. You got to prise that open with a crowbar because you can hear screaming. But when you get inside, there is blood. There's blood everywhere. There's been a murder under your house where you live. And if you look at the blood and the splatter, it is, yes, a QR code to take you to this podcast. That's right. We now sponsor serial killers.
See, this is a genius bit of marketing on our part, because not only are you getting the first-hand marketing of doing a murder and then there being blood and that being a QR code, you get second-hand marketing from true crime podcasts doing a 10-part series about the murders, and there's loads of them. There's loads of these podcasts out there.
The QR killings, they can call it.
That's right.
And they can all use as their artwork the blood-splattered QR code, which again, hopefully takes us back to here. Now, there is one problem, because for as many new listeners we're getting there, we're losing more in the deaths or imprisonments.
But we are working with Tony Khan on creating clone technology. So El Clon was the first of this, and then we're looking to see if we can get some more clones down there.
That's like we're taking our leads from big tech. If you reach a ceiling of audience and users, you just start inventing clones. Please do also send in your chats with the comments.
Oh, no.
Look, the problem is...
Oh, you had such a good start, man.
I know, but I've spunked all my energy because I'm still a little bit under the weather. I've gone through the sneezing phase. Famously, booyah, at the end of the Raw podcast. But now I'm in fatigue and sore throat.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've used all my shouting ability and energy.
Yeah.
I got quite excited describing the journey down to the bottom of the house.
You told me before we started recording, and I'm in real fatigue at the moment. I'm worried I might flag. If I start to flag, can you cover for me? And then we hit record. All of a sudden, boom! You just got this big old monologue about like telling a story of like the dark, dark stairs and the dark, dark house. It was great.
It's Doctor Show. It gives you a boost of adrenaline when we hit record. Rather hypocritically, I've just done a Jey Uso. I have got myself way too gassed in the intro, and now I cannot do a coherent promo. Right, so today we will be talking about AEW Dynamite, of course. Spooky edition.
Fright Nights.
Fright Nights, yes.
But we're going to be kicking things off, asking the question, is WWE out of touch with its fan base, or no, it's the fans who are wrong? Simpsons joke. So this comes off the back of WWE over the weekend releasing teaser promos, and it was some shoes that were doing some walking. These shoes were made for walking, and that is just what they were doing.
Again, just in case people are confused, there were humans and feet in those shoes.
Yeah, it wasn't just
Recess, Invisible Man.
Yeah, or the Shoe People.
Yeah, the Shoe People.
Yeah, like a cartoon from the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, shoe. Anyway, so there was quite a lot of excitement about this because fans then went into overdrive on Who do the shoes belong to? Is it a debuting new star? Is it a returning star? Is it a NXT call-up? Is it a new character that's coming to TV? You, on the WrestleTalk News on Monday, kind of went through all of the options that are being presented through things like Reddit and Twitter and all this sort of stuff, of like, it could be Andrade coming back because he's on a 1-year non-compete with WWE, so they could use him if they wanted to. Fightful Select reported that word in the Mexican wrestling scene is WWE are trying to get Andrade to come back, but Fightful are like, I don't think that's the case. So there could be Andrade. It could be Tony D'Angelo, who's not been on NXT for ages, getting his main roster call-up. It could be Santos Escobar, who re-signed with WWE at the start of last month, but hasn't been on TV since. PW Insider reported he was backstage at Raw on Monday. It could be Jericho was another one, right?
Well, yeah, Jericho. Adam Copeland was the crazy David Otunga theory that WWE could be using the 1-year non-compete Andrade clause as leverage to get Edge back to be John Cena's final opponent.
Yeah, I'm going to slightly push back on this because if I may, because some people said this to me yesterday in the comments of yesterday on Wednesday's WrestleTalk News video, which is that, like, you're talking about fan speculation. It was all David Otunga. We got chats in before David Otunga jumped on the bandwagon saying, I think that this is an Andrade situation to get Adam Copeland over for John Cena's final match. So if anything, it was Otunga jumping on fan speculation that was already there. He didn't start the fan speculation.
Yes, I think we rightfully shot that down when it was proposed to us, because we a lot of these proposed names, from what I understand, legally impossible. Chris Jericho, Copeland, and Andrade. Yeah,
with the Andrade thing, because someone said it to us on the Dynamite when he came out that he couldn't be on the show anymore because of the 1-year non-compete. So I said, I think this is leverage to get Edge back. And I said, that's a terrible way to get leverage by screwing over your story, like your opponent's storyline, to be like, and actually, because we've screwed you over, can we now have one of your top names to come in for a match, please?
But Otunga, with his law degree from Harvard, you've got a theory which I believe is probably correct. He's got a podcast. He's got a YouTube channel now.
He's got a new YouTube channel that he needs to do, and I think he is getting into the art of grifting. Which is you just say any old mad crap on the internet in an interview or on your YouTube channel to generate aggregating headlines and Twitter rage bait and all this sort of stuff. So you can go on to Muscleman Malcolm's YouTube channel and be like, oh yeah, John Cena's the reason why the Nexus have never come back, because he's got too much pull there. He cancelled the Nexus documentary. It's why you'll never see it. I don't think he fully believes this. I just don't think he does. I think he's smart enough to know. I think he and his fake Zoom background are smart enough to know that that's not really what's going on.
Did he have the coffee cup in the Malcolm interviews?
I don't know, because like his fake background, obviously he's got his Harvard law degree, some magazine covers that he was on there, and the 2 of the world tag titles, which he held once.
Otunga, if you're listening to me, if you want to be a grifter, you got to merch the hell out of that coffee cup.
Yes, exactly, and get onto brain pills. Are brain pills still a thing in the grifting world?
They're still a thing, but I don't hear them pushed that much anymore.
No.
Brain Quicken, Alpha Brain.
Yeah.
That's all like mid-2010 stuff.
Oh, man,
There's been a decade of grifting since then. I've burned through at least 20 different fads since I was on Alpha Brain. I tried to, true story, write off Alpha Brain for tax reasons.
No way.
I said to my accountant, well, for my job, I use my brain. So if I'm
unlike other people who don't use their brain for their jobs,
I am taking Alpha Brain to make me better at my job. Therefore, it's a work expense.
Yeah.
And they said HMRC is not gonna accept that.
Someone once told me that they claimed toothpaste on tax because they were on screen, and they were like, "My teeth need to look nice." And you got to brush your teeth in order for your teeth to look nice.
I think there was an argument that my hair transplant, if I had one, was a tax write-off.
Did you not claim it?
No, because it has to be 100% for business use.
And it's not 100% for business use?
I, shockingly, have this hair most of the time.
It's not like Lego. Just pick it up, pop it down there.
A Playmobil head.
Anyway, what were we saying? So
we went down an Otunga grifting rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's my current theory, is that I think David Otunga is going down the grip. And fair play to him, because it is a really good business model that a lot of ex-WWE stars with podcasts have seen good returns on.
I don't think it is.
Well, I think they're seeing good returns on it. They're getting fan bases out of it.
I don't know how efficiently monetized those fan bases are. We've got larger fan bases, but YouTube by itself is, we've said it before, is rubbish for making money, but especially for keeping lights on and stuff. That's why we have Patreon. Thanks to everyone who supports us on Patreon. So just looking at the numbers they do, I don't think it is a sustainable thing. I think it's an ego-driven thing for views and just keeping your name out there.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe it's more of an ego thing, but I think there is money to be made on the grifting side of things. I think David Otunga, smart enough to realize, look, I'm probably not going to get booked for more wrestling, but I can make money doing this over here. Maven's doing really well. Stevie Richards. Who'd have thought in 2025 Stevie Richards would have a second lease on a wrestling career by having a YouTube channel where he just like, I think that AEW are really bad for their wrestlers.
And it's how quickly they start off like, oh, Stevie Richards has got some good opinions. And then you realize he only had about 3 good opinions and he's got a weekly show. And he, it's very difficult to not be led by the audience as well. What's getting you clicks and what gets you clicks necessarily isn't the best, what you would have started off believing. So it's very easy to go down that rabbit hole. It's a constant thing for us. We're like, do we believe this because we think people will hear it, like hearing it, or is this what we actually think?
Well, yeah, I mean, we did another Triple H led podcast. It was either last week or the week before, and one of the reasons why A, we want to talk about that topic, but B, it was like, well, the last time we did that, people really enjoyed that conversation, and now there's like the next part of that conversation to be had now. So let's do that as our lead topic. You are often led by what your audience tells you.
I will say though, I think Maven's an exception. I think he's a very good video maker. I'm a big fan of Maven.
He's a good storyteller.
Yeah, he's a good storyteller. His content's good. He's not really commenting out of touch on the current scene. He's just doing very interesting wrestling things from his perspective. And I think a lot of people have seen that, and that's what they're trying to emulate. They don't have the creativity to do what Maven's doing, so they do the easy stuff, which is more I will comment on what's in the news.
Yeah, it's going to the Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer route of just saying like, hey, I watched Dynamite this week, and what do you think about this Disco Inferno? Like, what's your take on what happened on Fright Night? I think that's kind of the avenue they're going down. Anywho,
yes.
So back to the promo.
Lots of tangents.
So this all happens over the weekend. Shots of shoes doing a walk. And this led to a lot of fan speculation of what it could be. Then on Monday, it was reported by PW Insider, I think, who said, like, it's actually nothing, whatever it is, it's to do with WrestleMania 42. It's actually nothing to do with the new star. It's a WrestleMania 42 thing. And then WWE themselves on Tuesday released the full video. And it's like this 1 minute and 40-second long video of Triple H, who hates being the center of attention, doing the voiceover and being the lead character of a short film where Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and CM Punk are playing poker against each other, and Paul Heyman is watching over, and Triple H walks over to him, and he's like, yeah, we're really cool, Double or Nothing, going to WrestleMania. And we're going back to Mania 42, back in the saddle.
Yeah. Yeah. And Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith is playing. One of the things that made people think it could be Chris Jericho, because that's quite a hair rock Jericho song. It was a disappointing letdown reveal.
Yeah, because it's something we already knew.
Yes, we already know they're going to WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas. Yeah, I guess if they hadn't already announced that and they built up the announcement for Mania with these shoes walking, like, oh, okay, that's good. That's new information. But because they announced that months ago, was that at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I think so.
With the Triple H, I'm on top of the Allegiant Stadium.
We broke so many records last year, and we've hiked up the ticket prices so we can break them again.
What a great advert. You paid so much money last year that we're going to charge you more money next year.
And you're going to pay again, you dumb idiots.
And the year after that, we're going to Saudi Arabia. So you've got to come.
Nick Khan thinks you will, so come on over.
Usually when people can get carried away with fantasy booking and speculating. But I said on the Raw show, I don't think that's what's happened here, because there is a bit of the creative malaise with WWE right now. They do need a shot in the arm. Santos Escobar is ready to return. And, when I looked at the presentation of this, until the fourth one, which was quite clearly Brock Lesnar's cowboy boots and jeans, I thought, this feels very almost like an LIJ Lost Faction thing. And Santos Escobar, when he left for those 12 hours, when his contract had expired, he posted a lot of stuff on his social media of him dressed in a suit, looking suave. I thought, he had a faction on SmackDown. PW Insider are reporting he's going to Raw. This is a great way to freshen him up. Give him a new faction.
I thought he was the most likely candidate.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, but I think the reason why this got the negative reaction it did is not just because it was fan speculation of it being something new. I think it really is because there's nothing new about this. Like, this is just, they thought this was a cool video and a cool image, although that image is horrendously, like, the AI filters over that photo are insane. None of them look like real people anymore. They've been like photoshopped to death.
Well, that's been WWE's graphics department for like 7 years. To their credit, before AI, they were making rubbish graphics. Before they were trailblazing Ronda Rousey, not looking like a real person.
I remember when they put up that Ronda Rousey graphic. We were at a Raw show, and you were like, "Who's that?"
Charlotte Flair. I mean, Charlotte Flair looks like 8 different people over the last 10 years, anyway, and none of them look like horrendous. Brock Lesnar, he's got these, when they do a match graphic for Brock Lesnar, he looks like he's got makeup on. He looks a bit like he's a 1920s silent film star.
I suppose the new bit of information is Brock's there, right? So that is information. Brock is going to be at WrestleMania. Brock is going to have a big featured match at WrestleMania. So, I mean, up until this point, the question was, is it the ESPN, the WrestlePalooza, a one and done thing? He's just going to squash John Cena, and then it was just done to boost the ESPN numbers, which, from what I can gather, didn't really boost much of anything. I don't think the signups were actually that massive for the ESPN thing, at least for the WWE side of things. They'd probably sign up for football and whatnot. But like, this is no. Brock is just back, and he is going to be at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, which I figured. I think anyone with a brain can figure that out. Oh, Brock's back. Yeah, he's probably going to be on the biggest show of the year. Otherwise, what's the point? And it's so far away as well. This is 6 months. And if there was was there a big like on sale ticket date soon? Was there any actual purpose for this WrestleMania 42 promo?
Let me have a look.
Other than here is a advertising concept we've come up with. I'd love to be like in the social media room of WWE.
No, it's not. It's just like Cody's post about it. It's just like, time to run it back. WrestleMania returns to Las Vegas, April 18th and 19th. Be there live for the sequel.
What's it? Look, if this, like we said, if this was the announcement that it's going back to Las Vegas, this is a worthy advertising campaign. Like that.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah,
that's absolutely perfect.
I was only going to push back because I think it's lame, but you're absolutely right. It is a coolly shot thing to announce you're going back to Las Vegas again. It's cooler than Triple H standing on top of the building.
Yeah, it's thematically appropriate. It's this cool like gangster vibe, and it's the casino chips. It's in Las Vegas. Makes perfect sense. And it is like, it is shot in a sort of faux cinematic style, which isn't something you typically get from wrestling, so that's nice to see. But I would love to have been in the social media room over the weekend when, they've scheduled these videos to go out, these little clips, and I'm like, this is going to be really cool. Because when we reveal it, and it's Punk, and it's Reigns, and it's Lesnar, and it's Cody, and they're playing poker. Oh, it's going to look cool. And then the first one goes out, and it's just flooded with replies of, oh my God, Jericho's coming back. Because maybe they didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And they thought this is a great way to re-announce WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas.
I would wager, I'm not a betting man, I would wager they didn't look. And they didn't even think that there might be another thing. And I think they don't care. And this is where
I don't think you can continually say Levesque is terminally online and then say he wasn't aware of this.
What I mean is that they didn't care that there was speculation that it might be someone else, because the purpose of this was to look cool. And I think they were like, we're going to look cool. We don't care if people tell us we don't look cool. We look cool in this. And when I saw it, I said, this is what a lame person's idea of what cool looks like, thinks cool looks like.
Yeah, it feels like everyone at uni had the same couple of posters on their wall.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's the Rat Pack playing poker or something.
I don't know, like, do we think, I mean, sorry, I'm asking the royal we. Like, I don't know, do I think that they don't care what the online reaction to it is? Maybe they did, but I don't know. Like, I would have thought, maybe they released it early. Like, but I don't know. Like, just putting this out there, I can't imagine there was no other reason to put this out there than we thought this was cool and we've put it out there and we think it's cool.
I mean, maybe I always think these days that we are not the audience for WWE. We are technically the product that WWE sell to bigger companies. And maybe they're not making this stuff for us to go, oh, man, that looks cool. They're making it for other 45 plus year old men.
They're making it for ESPN.
Who run ESPN.
Yeah, they're making sure like, hey, look at this cool thing we put together, ESPN. Aren't you glad you signed a deal with us? I mean, maybe you're right. Like, as it was pointed out, I was talking Simpsons the other day, and they were talking about the Simpsons movie 2. And they said it was one of the weirder movie announcements because do you know where the Simpsons movie 2 got announced? At a shareholders meeting. It wasn't a big sort of like press event or anything. It wasn't like through Variety or the Hollywood Reporter. It was at a Disney shareholders event. They said, oh yeah, we're not releasing an MCU movie in this date. We're now releasing the Simpsons movie 2.
This is news to me. There's a Simpsons 2?
Yeah, they got announced like, I don't say announced, it got revealed at a shareholders thing a couple of weeks back. Yeah.
Oh, what? That totally passed me by.
Yeah, they're doing a sequel to the Simpsons movie.
Oh, great. Simpsons shout out on this show, by the way, to the AEW Dynamite episode. You see the sign in the crowd?
Yeah, James Hell Brooks.
Developed by James Hell Brooks. Just the credit. Excellent sign for a Halloween special.
Genuinely brilliant, yeah. So this then leads to the question, and I think this is why I was asking, like, do we think that they care? Because is WWE out of touch with its fan base? Because they posted this up thinking it's cool and people will think it's cool. And in fairness, the YouTube video has got more thumbs up than it's got thumbs down. It performed better than a Jey Uso Battle Royal win.
Yes, but just to give context to those, what were the numbers?
So when I checked it on the day after it had gone out, it was 21,000 thumbs up, 4,000 thumbs down.
Yeah, so that is still, 20% thumbs down, roughly. That would be catastrophic for us. We run on a much... like ours is 95% thumbs up or above. Yeah. And if it goes below 95%, then we're like, we should probably change something. We've done something wrong. This is 80% thumbs up by those numbers.
Yeah.
But of course, the Jey Uso thumbs down reactions have been way worse.
Yeah. Maybe that's just what I'm comparing it against.
But like the 80% is bad. That is a badly received video.
And I think that it's a reaction to, and I really do think a lot of the big fan speculation that happened over the weekend is a reaction to the creative malaise. Because you had this potential excitement of Bron Breakker, this breakout star, going to win the world title, being removed from the Battle Royal, being told you've got a lot of things to learn, then not having a big follow-up angle the following week or anything like that, I think is then people being like, I need something new. I thought I was going to get something new, and I didn't. So I now need something new. Here's a new thing. And they latched onto that. And then when that also wasn't anything new, it was information that we knew months ago, that's where you get a lot of the online, because I was checking through the comments on Cody's posting of that image, and it is a lot of like, is this it? Is that what it was all about? This is rubbish.
Do you think it would be different if Bron Breakker's also at that table? Would that be a different received?
That's interesting, because like the criticisms against it are sort of like threefold. Number one, this is not new and exciting. Number two, where are the women? Number three, where's Randy Orton? And number four, why is Brock there? So actually it's fourfold. So yeah, if you'd have had someone, a young star there, a new uprising star, a Bron Breakker, maybe that would have been... I mean, because like you maybe ask, well, kayfabe, why would Bron and Roman Reigns want to be there? Why would Roman and Brock want to be in the same room? Why would Roman and Punk be in the same room?
Yeah, Punk and Heyman.
Punk and Heyman.
They should hate each other. Roman and Heyman.
Yeah.
Maybe Breakker could just be serving drinks. in like a little bellboy outfit.
I want making the D'Lo Brown prospect of it all.
Washing the plates.
Got to wash those
Pay
plates.
those dues. What do you think? Because this was filmed reportedly last week. So this was filmed 2 weeks post Seth's injury.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think anything about Heyman being in that room? Obviously, it feel like he does feel right for a backroom poker game. His character fits that. But he's not affiliated with any of the guys there. But he did the ring announcement for Brock. But, you know, Roman Punk. Could there be any tease here for what might happen at Mania and therefore over the next couple of months?
No. I think even if Seth was not injured, he would not be in this promo.
You reckon?
No. He's not a top guy for them. And like I don't think he ever really is seen as... And when I say like top guy, he is a world champion. He will always be pushed as a top heel. But he himself has said in interviews and in promos on TV, so like shoot interviews, shoot promos, where he has said, I'm never seen as the A+ guy or the 1A guy. It's Cody. Cody is the quarterback. I'm quarterback 2, but I want to be quarterback 1. I don't think he's ever really been seen by the company as one of the top 4 names.
I suppose this is them clearly laying out. Here's our Mount Rushmore of right now. Cena's going to retire by the end of the year. Our top stars are Brock, Cody, Punk, and Roman.
Yeah. And that's probably why Punk's going to win the title on Saturday, because he is, you're welcome, he's the safe bet.
And why he's siding with Paul Heyman and he's the new leader of the Vision.
Or maybe it'll be that. Who knows? I mean, look, if they do a wild angle like that, I think that would be a shot in the arm that the company could do with. I don't think that this is here to be sort of like teasers or signs towards who it's going to be. I think these are just, we are telling shareholders. If you say like, if there's a design for shareholders, it's to show like these are top names that we have here. Look how good they look. Hey, have you watched our review of The Flash yet over on Cutscene? It is a 2-hour podcast where we give our thoughts on the movie and we go through the insane production history of how that film got made. And if you head on over to patreon.com/cutscene, there is a 5-hour and 1 minute scene by scene breakdown of the movie. It is our longest episode of Cutscene on the free feed, and it is our longest Patreon episode as well.
Yeah, it's not a fast thing, is it? Ironically, for The Flash, it is one of the. It's probably the only movie we've watched where I have gone in thinking this is a mid-table worst movie ever, but after we've talked about it and reviewed it and realized how many holes there are, the 2 biggest holes being both Ezra Millers, I'm like, this is a top 5 finish. This is a top 5 worst movie ever. Yeah,
not a good film is The Flash. I watched it 2.5 times to get ready for this podcast. So yeah, go and check that over. It's over on Cutscene now. It's linked to in the video description and the podcast description down below. Ooh, spooky, scary Halloween edition. Happy Halloween, everyone, by the way. This is going out on Halloween.
You doing anything for Halloween?
Yeah, so we've got a shoot in the morning, and then I'm going home, and we're in a new build estate with lots of young families, so we get a lot of like trick-or-treaters come around. It's weird how, like in the 90s, you didn't really get trick-or-treaters in the UK, but like over the years, like over the last 25 years or so, it's become quite a big thing. So we get quite a lot of them come around now. So I'm going to set up the table outside the house.
Put some kids through them.
Exactly. And put out some decorations and stuff, put out our pumpkins. I have got a Goosebumps door knocker from the 1990s that you knock on it and it makes a loud screaming sound. It goes, beware, you're in for a scare.
Nice.
The kid loves it. And we're going to one of our neighbours who is having a Halloween party for the kids.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm going to go to the pictures.
Yeah, what are you going to see?
Probably one battle after another because it's long and I just need to avoid my house because all the kids are going to knock on it.
That's true, yeah.
Too many kids.
Do you not like the sort of the joy of it all?
I did. I thought when I moved to my house, I thought this would be lovely. It's in a village. I always lived in a flat, so we never got this. And the first year, it was overwhelming. I had to go to the shops 3 times to stock up.
It's mad, isn't it? Because I've had to do that before. I'm not making that mistake this year.
Yeah, and my partner's on holiday right now, so it would just be me in the house Do I just want to sit in the back of my house with the lights off? No. I'm going to go watch a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Yeah. I might also watch...
I would watch Frankenstein, but it's not on at the right time.
Yeah. I might watch... is Frankenstein going to be on Netflix?
Yeah, but in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, fine. I was thinking I might watch a spooky movie because I've got a free movie rental to use. I used it the other day to watch Sinners. But maybe I'll...
That's spooky.
That is spooky. I was actually tempted to watch The Long Walk, that Stephen King movie.
Have you heard about the marketing campaign for The Long Walk?
No.
Of course, it came out in cinemas months ago.
Yeah.
And if you're not aware, it's based on a Stephen King story where there's just a bunch of kids. They're all walking. It's like a game show.
Thing,
and if they fall behind, they get shot. So you've got to keep the pace.
Yeah. He took one of his books called The Running Man and was like, but what if they walked? The Walking Man.
One of the press screenings, there were no chairs in there. There were just treadmills.
No way. Yes, that's great.
There's a bit of me that wants to go to the gym on Saturday, put that on the iPad, and put it watch it on a treadmill and see if I can do the whole movie walking.
So that's what I'm doing for Halloween.
Nice.
But I'll tell you what these people were doing for Halloween. They were having a trick or street fight tornado tag match. As Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin took on Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia of the Death Riders.
Yes, and I thought this was a fun episode. I can't
too.
wait for the Wrestling Observer to just complain about the outfits.
I did not love the ending angle.
Okay, well, we'll get into that. I did.
No, the reveal, I did laugh and I did smirk at the reveal and stuff, but it's not... we'll get on to it.
Yeah, okay. This is what I thought the Meltzer and Alvarez take would be. Maybe not for your world title program.
Well,
blah, blah, blah.
No, that's where I'm going to disagree with those old fuddy-duddies over there. I'm coming at it with a new, fresh angle.
So in this match, I was thinking about, we spoke last week about this being blood and guts. Women's blood and guts and a men's blood and guts with the conglomeration and the Death Riders, which was set up later on the show. In the opening tag, which is Cassidy and Darby, Garcia and Yuta, so those two teams really, I thought, Blood and Guts usually happens June, July. It's now going to happen mid-November.
Yeah.
They are going...
War Games.
Not head-to-head with War Games, but 2 weeks before. Is this actually a geniusly subtle bit of scheduling to go against WWE, show them up in their own stipulation?
I hadn't seen it that way, because my take on it was, it kind of makes sense to do it here, because this is going to be the end of the Darby... Death Riders storyline. This might actually even be the end of the Death Riders group as a whole. So you do it at this point. I think you're right, though. Maybe this is actually just a way to counter-program in a way. That's interesting. Cassidy and Darby got the win here with Darby tapping out Wheeler Yuta. It was fun, chaotic, but in a TV way.
Yeah, I like the match. Commentary put over how well Garcia and Yuta are working together, which over the last month since Garcia joined the faction, they've been talking about how they haven't been getting along. So I think we've now moved past that, and Garcia and Yuta are a good tag team.
We had Hook arriving wearing a D12 t-shirt, but in the background, you could see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Flashbacks to that Halloween episode with Hangman Page a few years back. And that Stay Puft Marshmallow Man would be a recurring character throughout this. So a constant little tease of what will happen in the main event angle, because Renee was interviewing the Don Callis about his family summit, and the Bucks walked past him, and Callis like, I think it's a disgrace what's happening to you guys. I've actually paid for you to have a really good entrance. And then the Bucks walked past him, and they're Stay Puft again. The entrance for the Young Bucks, I loved this because my take on this is, or my read of this is, Callis did this in the moment where he just was like, oh no, I've got an awesome entrance for you. So that's when he appeared on the screen, he wasn't ready for it. And he was like, give me a microphone. Come making their way to the ring, the greatest tag team of all time.
I love Don's new gimmick where he does over-the-top ring announcing.
Yeah.
Because the Hechicero one, where it zooms in right into his face. Yeah. And he can contort his face into this stupid lip shape.
Yeah.
We'll get onto it with the family summit later. He has struck a great tone with this group.
So good. This was the Young Bucks taking on FTR, Jet Speed, and Jurassic Express in a four-way tag match, the winners of which will become the number one contenders to the tag team titles. You'll never guess what, everyone. This match was awesome.
Yeah, they had the 8-man on Collision where FTR took the pin. So FTR and the Bucks, they're working together at the start. There's the spot where the Bucks do, I think it's Matt sort of pulls the ropes open, and Nick dives through, and Cash is like, no, let me dive through, and he runs and he just drop kicks Matt off the apron.
And then takes out Nick as well.
Like, and the Bucks and FTR have so much context behind them that when the Bucks just hit a shatter machine out of nowhere on Dax, that was such an awesome spot.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Knight kicked out of the BTE trigger and all of this. It was so much fun. But FTR hit a shadow machine out of nowhere on Knight after he landed the UFO splash to get the win. They'll be facing Brodito at Full Gear.
Yeah, which will be a great match. Maybe to get the belts onto FTR. So the belts are in that feud when Cope and Christian make their return.
Good point. Yeah, I hadn't considered that, but I think you might be right. I'm so into Bandito at the moment, and he had a lovely video package on this show because he loves his nan.
Yeah, it's not the character I ever thought I'd be into, because I always thought Bandito, he's cool, he doesn't talk, he looks like a bandit. But actually, I'm so into just super nice guy Bandito.
He's a big fan of like football. He got given a football shirt at that press conference. He was genuinely overwhelmed because it was signed by a player that he really likes.
Yeah, and he's bringing his nan here, and his grandma's like, "You're so good at this stuff." And he's like, "Thanks, Nan."
What you do takes a lot of effort. And he's like, "It does, doesn't it? Thank you."
He's the best, and he just so happens to be one of the best wrestlers of the year.
Yeah, and which is why I thought maybe they'll just retain the tag titles because they're really behind this Brodito experiment. But you're right, I hadn't considered the Cope and Christian return.
Cope's coming calling.
It's been 3 months, everyone. We got a video recap of Paige cutting his promo on Joe, saying he's going to ruin his life. And then we got, this is probably my favorite thing on the show, the Don Callis Family Summit, where there's 2 tables laid out. Everyone's got their own little name placard for it. Takeshita's not with them because he had travel issues. But he asked his family, you're going to stand up and what the rules of the family. So Rocky Romero stands up and he's like, what the rule of this family is that we are one, we love each other, and I've got a present for us. And so he reveals it's a new painting of Don with the whole family behind him.
Which is somehow the most homoerotic one yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Then he says, Josh, what's the second thing? He's like, well, let's watch this video that we've put together. And it's showing how they're a dominating faction. And then Kyle reads out the third thing, which is the oath, the pledge they all took when they signed up to the family. And it's about how they, pledging their allegiance to the family. But then Takeshita comes out, getting his own entrance. He made it to the summit. And immediately Callis is like, well, I know there are tensions between you and Okada, but here's the thing. Takeshita-san, you are an alpha, you are the alpha, but you are now in a family of alphas. You and I started this thing together.
On the ashes of Kenny Omega.
I think he botched his line here slightly. I think he was supposed to say, you are the first person in, you can be the first person to be kicked out. But what he says is, you're the first person here, you could be the last person kicked out. It's like, no, that's probably what you want, actually, to be the last person standing. But he then says, like, the biggest rule of this family is to do what I want, is to do what I tell you to do. So what I'm telling you to do right now is to put your ego to one side, be a bigger man, and shake this man's hand, referencing Okada.
There's no Iron Team, but there is an Iron Family.
I thought he was going to say there is an Iron Callis.
Yes. Yeah.
And Takeshita goes to do it. Okada goes to shake it back. And then just puts the middle finger up at him. And Takeshita then goes to fire up. Rocky Romero and Lance Archer are holding him back. And Okada's got the biggest grin on his face.
It's his timing is not limited to a wrestling match. Like the comedic delivery, how it is a funny spot, but this is also a badass villain thing to do. And just the physical performance, the pacing of the shake into the middle finger is perfection from Okada.
Yeah, it was so great. And also it shows you that Takeshita was willing to be the bigger man.
Yeah.
He is actually going to he's the babyface in all of this.
Don was begging him. Don was like, please, for me, just shake Okada's hand. And he did it. And Okada wouldn't do it back. Yeah. It's a hell of a feud. And the crowd are really into it. Because when Takeshita came down, everyone was like, ooh. When Okada stood up, everyone was like, ooh. They have, it has been going on for too long. But I cannot deny that has brought an element of, just feels so big time because of it.
Yeah, and I think you're right as well. I think this does lead to Okada Takeshita in the finals of the C2.
Mm-hmm.
We got a promo from Olympia, who'll be facing...
Also, sorry, I do think Kyle corpsed at the end. they were holding...
Send for the man.
They were holding them back, and, you know, Okada's, like, laughing, and they're holding back Takeshita. Fletcher's right in the middle. Pretty sure he's smiling at Okada. Unless that's a character beat, when he doesn't like Takeshita either.
Don Callis booked them to have a tag team match on Collision. That'll sort this problem out.
Yes, this felt like a show that was building Collision. And I think it's because that show has done terrible ratings.
Yeah, the change to the Nielsen system has really made Collision fall off. I mean, it's really made all wrestling fall off a cliff, but Collision, I think they got like 288,000 views the last episode.
Terrible number, yeah.
A promo from Olympia, who'll be facing Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's Championship on Collision. And then Renee interviewed Chris Statlander, who challenged Moné to come and find her. We then got the rematch of Kyle O'Reilly and Jon Moxley from last week. I loved their match last week. I loved this one even more until the finish.
Yeah. I get why they did it, but this was such a good match. Danielson again was extraordinary on commentary, just talking about Kyle wants that clean win.
Yeah.
And he comes right out the gate, even though he's got the jokey conglomeration entrance, because he knows he has Mox's number.
Yeah.
He's got the momentum going into this match. He's targeting the leg, the one that Mox tapped out on at WrestleDream, stomping the Achilles at one point. Kyle is just all over Moxley, and Moxley doesn't have an answer.
And even when Moxley thinks he has an answer, like he has that moment where he fires up and he's stomping around, Kyle immediately ankle lock. And so like Moxley fights back from that and he's like, Gotch style pile driver. And he does a triangle chokehold on him instead. Like Kyle has an answer for every single thing that Moxley was throwing at him.
And the answer was generally a submission. Mm-hmm. And submissions, they're dramatic anyway. Is he going to tap? Is he going to get to the ropes? But it's even more charged because right now, Moxley does not want to tap out again.
Yeah.
He has built the idea of him being trapped into a submission as the most dramatic thing that can happen in a match.
And he sells it so good during matches. Like, again, it's that idea of telling stories within the match. Moxley is so good at conveying his emotions through his physicality in matches.
I think this is the most interesting Moxley's been since the Death Riders first formed.
Yeah, towards the end of the run, because I enjoyed the end of the run, but maybe I was actually more into Hangman Page than I was more into the Moxley character. But this Moxley character, I'm so into.
Yeah, because
you're right.
The Darby feud, as much as I love the Batman interrogation scene, I loved his performance. Did I love his character?
Yes, good.
No, the character wasn't gelling with me. This character, the insecure brawler, I think I think it's brilliant.
He can't even take advantage of interference because Kyle goes to do his running knee attack off the ring apron, and Marisha Shafir steps in the way, so Moxley takes over. But then Kyle immediately gets a guillotine on him. But this is where I think you get a bit of a lame. Last week's finish was so good to do the DQ finish. They did a double count out here. It just kind of makes Kyle look a bit stupid.
Danielson did a great job trying to cover for that on commentary, saying if Kyle let go, he would be in such a vulnerable position. Mm-hmm. So he was sort of stuck. But the finish fell flat for me.
There's only so much you can do. You used the word there, covering it on commentary. Like there's only so much you can cover this thing. And the crowd knew it was a bit naff. They started chanting Bull S for the thing. Thankfully, Marisha Shafir then got in and punched Aubrey Edwards. So they stopped doing that and booed her instead, which I think was a very smart bit of business because they probably knew those chants were going to come. So go in there and hit the referee.
Yeah.
And then everyone came down. Conglomeration, Death Riders all had a brawl. And Darby cut a promo saying, we're going to end this. Mark Briscoe said, we're going to end this. Tell them what we're going to do, OC. And Orange Cassidy very reluctantly says, blood and guts. So that'll be on November 12th.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks' time.
Fun way to announce it.
Stay Puft was in the background again for Mercedes attacking Chris Statlander. She drags her to the ring. Chris takes over, though, but then Athena shows up and attacks Chris Statlander to allow Monet to stand tall. A backstabber and O-face combination. And then Willow and Harley ran down for the save because they're facing Monet and Athena in the first round next week. Mm-hmm. Video for Mascara Dorada because he's got a match with Bandito for the ROH Championship, which then led into the very lovely video of Bandito bringing his nan to the wrestling show.
So wholesome.
It was so wholesome. Like, they didn't even say it's like her first time in America.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely.
Only thing I would have changed, have a bit of Brody in there as well.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. I think you're going to say the only thing I would have changed, have him turn on the nan at the end. Just deck her with a clothesline. Raise her hand, deck her with a clothesline.
Where was the storytelling?
The Sisters of Sin took on Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada in the women's tag title first round. They announced on commentary here, Ford is not cleared. So she's now out of the tournament. She's also out of Blood and Guts as well. They had a really good match. I really enjoyed this. Tekla took out Hayter from underneath the ring, and then the Sisters of Sin hit their finish to get the win, so they'll advance.
Yeah, I didn't have that down on my predictions because on the other side of this half of the brackets, I thought, well, Mercedes and Athena are going to beat, I think it's, Willow and Cameron. Mm-hmm. So you'd want the faces to win here, Hayter and Amanata, to have that match. But yeah, it could be Sisters of Sin versus Monet and Athena. The Sisters of Sin, that they look so great, and they look even better in a Halloween setting.
Yes.
When they came out on the stage, I was like, this fits.
It fits. It works. I really do like the Triangle of Madness as an act.
Yeah. And I love Amanata's strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony Schiavone, dressed up as the Phantom, then interviewed Ford and Bane. Ford said, I'm out indefinitely. Really sucks.
Because she's injured so much. Really sucks.
It does suck. And Bane says she's going to find a new tag partner. She wants anyone to step up to it. Marina Shafir was thankfully just walks in and says, I'm stepping up. And Moxley gets between and was like, I wouldn't be in the ring with them. And so, be Bane and Shafir.
This felt out of character with the Moxley
Didn't it just?
We've had for the last year, particularly the last 2 weeks.
Do you know what it reminded me of? This is going to be good. Woo!
What was that? That's Charlotte, isn't it?
It's Charlotte for Nia Jackson, Ronda Rousey for the title.
Mox walks in between them and goes, these two, watch out. It's like, you're the head of the Death Riders.
I wouldn't want to be in the ring where these gals are around, am I right? Main event was Samoa Joe versus Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet versus Hook for the #1 contendership to Hangman Page.
Yeah. A ridiculous match to make with Joe so clearly being the #1 contender.
Well, it made me think he wasn't going to win. Because I was like, well, otherwise they'd just have him win any other match. But putting Lashley, Ricochet in it, I was like, maybe they're going to have someone different do it.
I think the overall booking was a bit out of order because to me this was just so obviously Joe. But the match itself, I loved. I thought it was terrific.
Particularly the opening segment of Lashley going straight for Ricochet, Joe going straight for Lashley, and Hook then going straight for Joe. It was like, I thought that was really nice because Joe just wants to face Lashley because we're the big meat man.
Yeah.
Lashley wants to get a Ricochet because of the Hurt Syndicate demand stuff, and Hook wants to stop Joe from winning. Really good sequence where Rick took out everyone, did dives separately to Lashley and Joe, and then hit the shooting star press with this great near fall. Red run by Hook, and Ricochet fades out, but then a senton by Joe breaks that up. He hits the Muscle Buster, has Hook up in the Muscle Buster, and Lashley hits the spear on Joe, so he then hits the Muscle Buster as well. So good.
Which went into a near fall broken up by a Ricochet 450.
Yeah. Absolutely insane stuff. Ricochet then hit Lashley with a chair, and Lashley sort of walked up the ramp chasing after him.
He no-sold it, yeah.
Which unfortunately meant he was too late to get back and stop Hook tapping out to the red run by Joe.
Really enjoyed the match. Joe looked awesome. Joe was so over, particularly some, the classic Joe spots of the walk away on Ricochet. Yeah. Hook, having him in this match, I like to see, but it just highlighted how they have dropped the ball on him.
I agree, because when they announced Hook for the match, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of elevating him into this new position. He's got the history with Joe, but it needed, he had the promo at the start of this. You needed a bit more build-up. You needed Hook doing promos last week to build him up being into this match here. Even if you'd done, I do agree with you, it does feel like a lot of his stock has fallen.
Oh, all of it. He's got no momentum. Just have him do squash matches. Yeah, have him beat people, tap people out.
Because when he pops those hips and does the suplex, it's great.
Yeah. When he suplexed Joe here, it was like, oh, there's a glimpse of why you were the most exciting person in the world at one point. And I do like the song that he's chosen, but what was so great about Hook? It was the original entrance.
Yeah.
I feel like they've tinkered too much with this. It really worked what they had before.
he is a victim of stop-start pushing. Because they start doing something and then they just stop it, start doing something again. 6-month feud with Jericho. I think a lot of things they've tried haven't worked. I don't think that's on Hook. I do think it's on AEW and a lack of follow-up when they do try things with him.
Yeah. We criticise WWE for not getting behind these young guys early enough. We've got to call it out when we see it in AEW as well.
100% agree. And then the main event segment of this was, and this is where I think it was very clunkily put together, because Tony Schiavone is like, as we always do in these sorts of situations, here comes the Halloween crew to bring down the contract. We're going to do a contract signing right now for this world title match at Full Gear. And the Halloween crew come down, Stay Puft's part of it, and there's like a big chicken, there's a cow.
And what I think was a steak.
Yeah, just a guy with steaks, yeah.
A big meat.
Yeah, Mantar was there, I think. And then they had, Joe was like, get them, boys. And Hobbs and Shibata beat them up.
Because it's obvious that there's going to be Hangman Page in one of these costumes.
And they rip off the Stay Puft head to reveal Hangman. And it's not Hangman. It's just a guy. And this got no reaction from the crowd. And then they were like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Guess Hangman's too much for Coward to show up. And then just sort of wandered around the ring for a little bit. And then Tony Schiavone's like, oh, hey, yeah. So Full Gear, it's going to be you versus Hangman Page for the world title. You can now have your drink celebration. And Joe's like, all right, yeah, I guess.
Okay, this is what we do.
This is what we want, yeah. So he walks over the corner and he gets a beer. He's like, all right, it's a beer, I guess. And Tony Schiavone steps into the ring and he's still cutting a promo. And then he's like, the embodiment of Cowboy S. And Joe's like, what's he talking about? And then the voice changes from Schiavone's to Hangman Page's. Hangman Page, like Gene Parmesan, rips off the mask. Page! And he attacks Joe and lays him out. It feels like the glass just went everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a John Moxley, Darby Allin match. And Page was dragged away by security.
So I do agree that the staging was somewhat clunky and badly paced. But the reveal that because Tony Schiavone is a glorified mic stand most of the time, and he's got a very distinctive voice. If people are in the ring, I'm listening to Tony if he's talking, but I'm looking at everyone else. I'm not looking at Tony. And here you've got Joe in the ring. He's in the foreground. There's this guy who's Tony just behind him. I can hear Tony's voice. And then they change the audio feed. So mid-sentence, it goes into Hangman Page's voice. I'm like, what's going on? That's not Tony Schiavone. And like when you look at him, of course he's not, but he takes off the Phantom mask. He's got the hair tied back. He shakes that out. It's Hangman Page. I'm not surprised by things in wrestling that often, so when I am, I treasure it. And this totally got me. I
am 50-50 on it. The reveal's great. And I did pop, and I laughed, and I smirked, and I got a big kick out of the pop for it, right? And actually, this, unlike the Stay Puft reveal, this did get a reaction because this crowd absolutely adore Hangman Page. The reason why I don't think it worked, as you mentioned earlier, and as I said earlier, is clunky staging. It was clunkily paced. The crowd were not reacting to it until Page got into it, so it's not like it was a heated segment. But I'm not on this is your world title, you should treat it seriously. I'm more on, it's this Hangman Page. When Page did this with the Bucks and with the Elites all those years ago, that worked for that Hangman Page. Because that was Dark Order Hangman Page. This is Cowboy Hangman Page. This is the sheriff around these parts. So doing a wacky Gene Parmesan reveal, I'm Tony Schiavone, just didn't feel like this is the right Hangman. It's not the right time to do this angle with this Hangman.
I understand, but for whatever reason, I just don't agree. Yeah. I think it works.
It's because they did this. They jangled some keys, and you got a surprise.
It's Halloween. I think even this Hangman would cut loose once a year for a little dress up.
He clearly does love it.
He's at a 3-on-1 disadvantage. He needs to be smart how he goes for the ops because they've beaten him up the last time they all met. This was the way to blindside them.
Do you know what? I'm 50-50 on it. I don't hate it. I don't love it either.
And I
love elements of it. I hate elements of it.
Yeah. I think because they had the more outlandish costumes and they were like, it's not these stupid ones, that also does some lifting in terms of the eventual costume reveal.
But you're right. I think you can listen to Wrestling Observer Radio, and Alvarez and Meltzer are going to be very down on all of this.
Unless they love it. They could love it.
With Meltzer holding his microphone weird, just giving it like, I thought it was tremendous. So yeah, that was Dynamite. I thought it was, I really enjoyed it though. I thought it was better than last week's episode. It was one of those episodes, we kind of said this about Raw as well. It was all about the wrestling, like light on story, but big on in-ring action. And the in-ring action was fantastic.
Let's look at your comments from last week. Of course, we spoke about Jey Uso, and is he actually a main eventer? The wonderfully named Flaccid Toast writes, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Lionel Messi, none of these people had that nickname main event. But when you say their names, the respective sports fans know how great they are. If you have to tell me that someone is a main event, it's more than likely they're not.
Yeah, it's kind of the point you were making. If you keep calling someone main event, it makes them not feel like the main event.
RR2637 writes, I was a big Usos guy. The whole family was. I like their hacker. Spelling, don't know. Is it hacker or haku? Or?
The hacker, the hacker entrance. Yeah.
Entrance. I like their day one-ish persona change, and I like them most of the bloodline. I think they're a phenomenal tag act, but I legitimately think that's their ceiling. Both of them could be mid-card champions together, but world champion is sadly outside their range. No hate intended.
And that's the thing. Is like, I don't read that comment as you are trying to be a hater or just trying to be negative for the sake of being negative to get some aggregator clicks written about you, Tommy Dreamer. But I do think that you've actually got a good point there. It's harsh to say, but maybe some talents do have ceilings. And it's harsh, but maybe that Jay and Jimmy are some of those guys. Yeah. They just have ceilings.
Like, I personally love Claudio Castagnoli's wrestling. I don't think he is a world champion.
Good. That's a very good example, yeah.
And there was a period of time when a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there was a vocal portion of people like, they should make him the champion. I was like, what? Not everyone can be a world champion. Not everyone you like can or should be a world champion. The reason world champions are so special is because there's few of them. Yeah. Or there's at least meant to be fewer of them.
Yeah. Conversely, Rob Van Dam was a guy that WWE believed had a ceiling, but I think he was bigger than that ceiling that they put upon him. Yeah, it's interesting.
And then finally one from Geek Culture here. Just a nice one. Just wanted to say thanks, lads. I'm an American, literally an ocean away, and I can't express enough how much you guys help people. My mental health has been ravaged lately. It's nice to hear a familiar voice. You don't know me, and I really don't know you, but it feels like I've got buddies talking in the background, and I don't feel so alone. I hope you guys have a great day.
I hope you have a great day, bud. Thank you so much. It's a really nice comment. Do you have any recommendations for this week?
I feel like most of my recommendations now are coalescing around the same two things. It's either Judge Dredd or Tim Robinson. So Tim Robinson's new series has started on HBO. It's called The Chair Company, and it's great. It's 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
It's probably the most palatable version of Robinson's humor because it's more of it's a narrative. It's not a sketch show. It's not a weird film, but it is still weird, and it's gloriously weird. It's essentially about a guy who works for a very boring company that do new shopping mall builds, and he's the project lead. And at the start of the project, he's given a big presentation to 100 people, everyone who's going to work for him, and he sits down on his chair after he's given a great speech, and his chair breaks, and he falls on his ass, and it's hugely embarrassing. And he just gets fixated that there is a conspiracy theory about the manufacturing of these chairs.
Right.
And he starts to pull on threads and go down rabbit holes, and there's a Lynchian component where there's a lot of weird, odd actors that he encounters. I think it's very good.
Excellent. I'll say, I think you might have said Absolute Batman.
Yeah, I was reading that ages ago.
Because
now a trade's come out, everyone's like, "Oh, it's so great."
Yeah, he's a one-winged angel and a V-trigger in it.
Yeah, in issue 1 that I read 6 months ago. But yes, he does do that. It's very cool.
Well, isn't it? Kenny Omega's like, I'm Batman. He's only just seen it now. But also, my recommendation for this week, Celebrity Traitors UK has been tremendous this season. And How Are You? It's Alan brackets Partridge on BBC iPlayer. I'm really, really getting a kick out of. I think it's Alan at his best, and I absolutely adore it. It's so funny. I love it. And I saw Sinners during the week, and I thought it was very, very good.
Three recommendations there.
Yeah, if you want. If I thought I'd better.
You've got to pick a main recommendation.
I thought I'd bring in a spooky one, but I would recommend Sinners. It's dead good.
Good.
I mean, if anything, just for the musical sequence in the middle, which
Yeah.
I think is probably the best that Ryan Coogler has ever directed.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. Please go over and watch The Flash, worst movie ever review over on Cutscene. There'll be a clickable link for you to watch now. That's 2 hours of us talking about tortured production histories. So yeah, even if you don't like superhero movies, you might get a kick out of it because it's absolutely bonkers. But for now, I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Luke Owen, DAD, the Jam That Champion. For now. Join us next Tuesday, where I will become your new Jam That Champion. Jam That Jam. That's saying Jam That Jam so many times.
Yeah.